Okay, we'll try this one last time. This has kind of been how my week is going. Kind of curious if y'all can hear me now, or if I'm actually even live. Am I even live right now? Just trying to figure some things out. I'm actually trying to get onto my I actually have no idea how to even see my chat on here. Yeah, it's been that week for me. It really has. So let me see if I can actually see if I'm connected. Am I there? Boy, that's just spinning around like it has no clue what's going on. All right, I'm trying to. Okay, am I back up? Am I actually here? One thing that's driving me nuts is I keep hearing myself in the background. Can you guys hear me now? We all good? Okay. Hey, I'm really sorry. I've had a lot of, boy, I've had a lot of problems with not only my computer but my network this week. So I destroyed my nice ergonomic Microsoft keyboard earlier in the week, which really sucked. And ooh, I spilled a glass of water on it, and then my nice Naga mouse was actually working all funny because of it. So I thought maybe I screwed up my motherboard, but apparently I didn't. So I bought a cheap $20 keyboard from Walmart. Ugh, man, is that kind of like the devil's place to go? I mean, is that seriously like the worst place on earth to actually go to? Is Walmart? It's terrible. It sucks. So I bought a cheap one and I ordered another Microsoft ergonomic keyboard. How many perk accounts? I I I run 13 IPs, but the problem with getting greedy with perk is I don't like getting greedy with perk. I'm fine with my 60 to 90 bucks a month I get from perk. I could easily run 13 accounts with perk. I absolutely have enough phones to do that with. I could easily do that, but I don't. Other people I know, they absolutely run more accounts with perk. But the thing is, with here in the states, you have to show ID after your tax ID after what 400 bucks. You have to show your points for that or your tax ID for that. And does it reset at the end of the year or do they freeze you? So yeah, if I wanted to whip out, I guess 4,800 bucks on 12 other accounts. I guess I could probably do that, but I don't. I'm. I'll take my I'll take my $1,000 out of perk every year. I'm okay with that. you're going to cap out at 4,800 for the year, but could you get banned from that? And I like, I like having the extra $100. Could I do the same thing with Swagbucks I was babbling on earlier about my points, which I was only babbling on to me. My points is owned by Swagbucks. It's the same stuff, same exact site. Yeah, they got the videos, they got the encraves, they got the surveys. I would imagine their surveys are about the same. They don't pay as well. It takes 39.50 to redeem. Yeah, you what me, mate? You know, I actually had a very nice keyboard that I actually had to chuck out, and I usually always have a spare keyboard and a spare mouse. But my keyboard, the space bar broke on it, so I actually chucked it. So with that being said, you know, um, I've been having a lot of internet issues as well. And I think I finally tracked it down, but I'm not going to unleash that beast until tomorrow when I find out when I actually talk to somebody more about my networking issues. I had good old friendly people of Spectrum come out 3 times this week. Luckily, it didn't cost me a dime. Ran all new wires. For you who end up getting Spectrum Business Internet, if you go that route, and they tell you that you can use the app for your business internet television, tell them they're full of crap because that doesn't work. And if you wait 2 weeks to get it hooked up, they'll charge you $100 for it, which it was supposed to be free in the first place. Hideout TV, that's something I don't use. Roshan, I thought Hideout was having issues right now. Is did I misread that about the Hideout? Okay, Doctor 3 Day. The thing with Honeygain. Let me talk to you guys a little bit about Honeygain. And this is kind of basic networking 101 with Honeygain. Take a look, grab a couple of phones, and then grab your PC and do this one after the other. Grab a phone that's like your crap phone. Like with me, it'd be my Rebel ones, and then grab your personal phone, which is probably I'm going to assume a decent smartphone for the most part, and on both them install like a speed test app on them. And then on your PC, go to run a speed test as well. And you will see your 2.4 gigahertz phone, the crappy ones. If you're lucky, you're going to maybe top out at 30 megabytes a second. Maybe. Most likely, probably closer to 15. Maybe even less. Your phones that run on the 5 gigahertz, like my Note 5 that I have for my personal phone, or my Aristo 2s, which I love. those aren't going to break 100 megabytes a second. And what happens is what they say is that these get spread over the connections. Now, when I was doing some testing, I had a lot of mixed results, and I tell you right now, I've got a lot of problems with uh, with Honeygain right now. Nothing. I mean, it's just on my end. It's not with them as a company or whatever. I'm just having issues with them, with my phones and them. And so I can here. I'll do a speed test on my PC, and you'll see my oops. You'll see my internet speeds here. And this is one thing that's great about having, business class internet. Yeah, that's my normal speeds. 220 to 230 on it. It's not like I break the bank. I pay 135 a month for it. But when I've thrown the honey gain on there, what I've noticed is I get maybe 10 to 15 megabytes per second reading on my router off of it. And I can show you real quick about my router. Yeah, the speeds are great, but honestly, I never noticed any difference between 100 and 200 megabytes with performance. I really didn't. I didn't notice any difference between the two. So now you'll see my different networks that I have going on. This is all coming off my internet. That ETH1. That's debatable on how many devices for Honeygain. Yeah, I know people have tried 12. When it first came out, I tried 15. I didn't have any. I was okay with 15, but I mean they were all crappy Rebel ones running 2.4 gigahertz. I hope that makes sense with you guys that you're gonna generate more income with Honeygain running devices that will pull 5 gigahertz. Theoretically, because if you're only pulling 2.4 gigahertz, let me see if I can actually show you this part a little bit. Might be able to show you a little. Might be able to show you a little bit with my access point, which would make a little sense. But supposedly there's a 6 device limit per IP address. That's what they're talking about. But they've talked about that the 6 devices are sharing the IP address, and that it gets spread out between them. I did tests that conflicted with that and kind of agreed with that as well. I don't know. I haven't done any more testing on that to see. No, I don't have the AC Pro for my access point. I'm running all my stuff is Ubiquiti. My edge router is a Ubiquiti. My access point is the Ubiquiti AC Lite. I think it's called ACAP Lite, if I remember right. The Q, howdy there, brother. How you doing? Glad to see you. What you'll see here is my Now, what's a Nano HD 4x4 Mimo 5G? Is that a phone? Is that a router? I don't know what that is. You just made me feel old by asking what that is. Could be Pokemon for all I know. Which I'll tell you. No, I won't tell you. I'm currently having a little drink. It's been a long week. A little vodka. I am on the keto diet, so I don't get anything good with the vodka like orange juice. It is diet ginger ale instead. Yuck. It's not really yuck. It's just not yum. So once this loads, I'll kind of show you guys. I can show you a bit when this loads. Uh, for you that haven't seen my access point before, this is my 2.4 gigahertz band, and that's my 5 gigahertz band. To your smartwatch. you gonna you want to run all your phones to your smartwatch. Dude, no. You don't want to carry your phones around with you like that. Yeah, I know people do TeamViewer and Tasker and other crap like that, but man, oh man, you know, you got to have a life for yourself. That's why I do what I do. My Swagbucks. Here's a prime example. Swagbucks. Let me show you something on Swagbucks. That's $1,700 there that I've made through Swagbucks, and I haven't earned a dime today because I haven't even bothered to turn on my phones for it. So many of those points came from surveys, and what a horrible waste of time. So what I'm kind of getting at with the whole team, I get with the team viewer thing, but boy, with the smartwatch, man, you gotta unplug yourself. You gotta enjoy a little bit. Don't go chasing after nickels and dimes for. Yeah, I understand the convenience factor. I get it. I really do. Don't see. I check my Cashmagnet phones twice a day, and uh, would I earn more if I checked it more? Yeah, absolutely, I would. But I have a full time job. Uh, for those of you who don't know, and I think I mentioned this in the first segment that could not be heard, I I write for a Steelers football uh, blog for a fan site from SB Nation. It's about generating different revenue streams, and I fully get that. Yeah, yeah. Roshan, man, that was a lot of work. And I'll show you something. I'll show you something that I really take advantage of Swagbucks on. These are my eBay. That's from buying some phones on eBay right there. Now here's another thing. I went out of town a couple months ago, and I stayed at a hotel. Bam, $7. Well, I was gonna use it anyway. Oh, hey there, bro. KP, how you doing? Yeah, but I absolutely, and you got to remember, I also had my Swagbuck account for it's going on 2 years. But there was a time when I was pulling down $150 a month on Swagbucks. But a lot of the Swagbucks is running perfect. The big thing with my Swagbucks that was running great was the Encraves. The Encraves were running like 24/7 non-stop. And for you guys that remember those days when Encraves was running 24/7, I mean, it wouldn't even stop. You had to take like a hatchet to it. You had to drag the power cord out, from the plug-in to make Encrave stop earning, because they would just, yeah, I was pulling down $2.50 a day, $2 to $3 a day on Encraves. It was great, but you see, I'm getting nothing, and I can't even remember the last time I even ran Swagbucks. And I was not only doing it at Swagbucks, I was also doing it at My Points as well. But I'll tell you, and I still tell you to do this for you guys that missed my little routine on the coupons is you do the grocery coupons on both sites, and you print them the PDF. Don't print them out. Why waste your paper? Why waste your ink? Why waste the electricity for your printer on running your printer to print it off when you don't have to? Now, back to Perk a little bit here. Perk is still, besides Cashmagnet, I'd still say, the best app out there. Yeah, it's frustrating that you know, is it passive? What parts of it are passive? That perk word search hack that I showed you all a couple weeks ago still works like a charm, doesn't it? Perk word live or perk the watch live? Nah, not that one. Which one is it? Oh yeah, yeah. The watch live. That thing runs great for me. It really does. The thing is, it kind of runs out of points. I think it might be capped at 500. I'm not for sure. And seriously, I have like 4 or 5 phones that I just let run constantly. And what I do is I go in and when I'm doing my Cashmagnet phones is I hit the back button on it and hit one of the new videos and call it good. Yeah, Viggle I think also has a 500 limit to it as well. Yeah. And I run Viggle when I'm not being lazy, and I'm being lazy today. I've been working all day. Wrote a couple of nice nice boring articles. Um Now looks like so it is done. Watchback. Did that is that officially dead? Is that right? I haven't ran my watchback today. Not sure if I ran it yesterday now that I think about it. The perk word cap, 1,000 points maybe. You know, I I always forget this, and I actually asked on Reddit, but Reddit's such a cesspool that it's really tough to get good answers there. Endless routes, compared to how the other 6 days of the week went. Yeah, today's been a banner day, and that's even with the having major issues starting the stream out tonight because I was being kind of dumb with my I didn't test my microphone and stuff before I went live, even though I've constantly unplugged all my headphones in the last 36 hours. If you're catching that noise, that is vaping. That is not hitting the bong. Don't do that. Not anymore. So are you guys still using perk? Are you still pounding on the cash magnet? Are you all having some decent luck at least with honey gain? You know, are you guys printing off the coupons every day from Swagbucks and My Points? If you're not, my referral's down below. Grab that referral. Let's earn $3 a piece. Yeah, endless. I, I, I just hop into things. That's my biggest problem is, I'm an Aries and I just hop in feet first into everything. Yeah, and I just dive headlong and say, results be damned. I'll see what happens. And but you can't really do that on YouTube because it messes up people's lives when they're like, "Oh, look, Cash Magnet Guru is going live." And one thing I want to say to all you guys that are listening, I'm going to give you a big clap. I actually just hit my 300th subscriber yesterday. I really appreciate y'all. You know, I'm I do this because it's actually fun, and I try to help you guys make money. Ooh, 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 oh! You whoop me, mate. I'll tell you, don't do that. Okay, hold on here. Cash Magnet has been off and on for a while the whole glitch scenario, no matter how much I clear the cache data, turning off the phone. Ooh, don't, no, mm-mm. Don't turn off your phones. Don't turn off your Cash Magnet phones. You got to have something serious going on to turn off your Cash Magnet phones. You know, just clear the data. If you get the zero bug or the rollback bug, no. Just clear the data. That's the only thing you got to do. That's it. You don't have to turn off your phones. You guys are, you know, you guys got other stuff to, going on in life. Don't make an extra step by making one. As far as a date, when I did a Q&A with them last week, they said 1 to 2 weeks. So we all know Cash Magnet has a funny sense of 1 to 2 weeks, don't we? You know, we've all waited 1 or 2 weeks for a payment, right? Endless routes, man. That's you guys. That's on you guys. I really appreciate the support. I really do. This has been kind of a fun adventure. You know, this all started with me just throwing up a couple of videos, of my setup, just to show people that it can be done. That's all this started out at. And then there was a certain YouTube guy who I'm not going to name. I'm not going to bash him. who wanted to feature me on his channel, and I told him no. Well, actually, I told him if he gave me $25, I would. Actually, it was a $25 Amazon gift card, and he kind of railed on me, and then I told him $50, and then I was led by the nose out of his group, which I was okay with. So then I got in. I started talking with Tech Hustler a bit, and Tech Hustler threw up a part of my video on his channel, which was awesome of him. Great guy, great guy. And all of a sudden, a lot of the subscribers from his channel came over. Well, not a lot because he's got like 6,000. So a few of them, a number of them. And then then I got into talking with Soda Free. Nice guy. Another nice guy. Great videos. Both those guys have awesome content. I definitely don't do the content that they have. That's why if you guys aren't familiar with those two, check them out. Um, I'm Roshan. I'm just not familiar with Earn Honey. I don't do it. It's one of those apps that I have never used because I always thought that I believe either the payments were too small or it was too much of a hassle. I don't exactly remember which. Is there a limit on IPs a user can have with Cashmagnet? No, there isn't. Realistically, I could talk to Spectrum and get another 16 IPs. But what Cashmagnet does not want to happen is all your IPs all in a row. Like my 13 are all in a row. And they kind of frowned at that when I first started. When I first asked them, and then I went to it. I didn't start my farm up without asking them. I didn't want to get banned. So I've actually talked to the problem where I live is I live in the middle of Nebraska, 35,000 people. And it's a college town, so it's actually surprisingly we do have some options for internet. I unfortunately live on the opposite of a fairly busy street, and on the other side of my street, they have fiber, which I drool at. And if I actually lived on the other side of the street, they would give me spread out IPs everywhere for $10 a month. So it sucks. What vape is that? The vape? Big B 69. Let me see if I can find this real quick. I love this thing. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, I'm a big vapor. Guys, I quit smoking 5 or 6 years ago. I think that's it. No, that's not it. Oh, this is it, actually. Yeah, jeez. Got suckered into that advertisement, didn't I? That's the vape I use right there. OBS Engine Nano RTA. I build my own coils. I make my own juice. I am vaping a little. I mainly vape menthol because I lose my sense of smell with too much vaping. iPhone, Scott, people use iPhones. The radio urn. I thought radio urn was kind of dead. Am I wrong there? Yeah, it's actually endless. It is actually Windstream, I believe. I believe it's Windstream. That's actually right across the street. Okay, my IPs in a row. What I mean by that is that that the block of IPs I got was from like 20. It'll be like 44.168.137.220, which would be the gateway, which doesn't actually count as your IP, and then because that goes for your router, and then I'd get like from 221 to 22 or to 234. So I know the whole networking thing is really confusing, and I kind of really want to do a few shows on the networking. You know, the problem is, I know enough to be dangerous with the networking part. I know enough to cause problems, especially for myself. I'll tell you that OBS. I hate to get sidetracked here and all, but this is kind of like a little open, Q&A. Yeah, I tell you, making your own juices. I tell you, if you're a smoker, get this nano right here. Get this right here, and then get yourself a big box mod. Big battery. I'm running this big monster thing that lasts me 12 hours on the battery. And like the Q said, hell yeah, gotta make that juice. I make a lot of juices. It's cheap compared to the exorbitant prices that I would pay around here. Small town, they want $18 for 30 milliliters. Come on, give me a break. Yeah. So I know I'm kind of jumping around. Yeah. So doctor, yeah, exactly. 221, 222, 223, 224. You don't want that if you're dealing with Cashmagnet. They were okay with me doing it, but I don't think they were really. Let me see if I can actually. Boy, let's see if I can actually. I got an actual diagram that I actually made, but I'm just terrible at. I'm not an artist. I'm not very good at keeping stuff together either, am I? Oh, here we go. Here we go. There we go. How's that for a little diagram? You know, I keep trying to make this into a video and I always forget about it. So these are my networks. This is how my internet kind of more or less works. So I have the internet coming in, and I get 200 gigabytes per se. Or sorry, 200 megabytes per second, and that's from Spectrum. It's my modem, which Spectrum provided. It's a business class modem, and they want you to use their modem for probably multiple reasons. It's easy for them to access, and they know the infrastructure with it and how to get it to do what they want. That has to be in bridge mode, where it basically it just kind of passes everything through. and then my edge router. My edge router, you all saw that. What I If you haven't seen it before, I run an ER5. It's heavily customized because of what's going on out here. This is just an access point. It's nothing but a funnel. That's all it does. It just funnels. It funnels everything from out here to the edge router. The edge router does all the heavy lifting. And these are hardwired together. The edge router has no Wi-Fi capabilities whatsoever. Now let me explain a little bit of what I got going on out here. This would be what your typical IP addresses would be for wow, for phones. You want to start your network at a certain point, and where mine actually start is it starts at the 10 network. It makes things easier for me to deal with. So this is the 10 network, and this actually correlates. This would be an IP address on the edge router. And it's a little complicated, but it's actually really simple once you understand it. So these four actually point right towards this static IP. Static IP is what's more called a public IP. These here, these are private. These are if you look at your phones, you'll see that they all have like different IPs like this. Now, most likely they're going to be like .1, .30. If you take a look at them, that's what they'll be. What I've done with mine is I assign each one of my Cashmagnet phones those IP addresses. So it's not an easy process to do. It's a lot easier when you're doing one device at a time, as opposed to like how I set it up, where I did more or less my whole farm at once. I know I'm probably confusing the crap out of everybody by talking about my networks. Spetter, how much do I make off a Cashmagnet per device per day on average? Right around 53 cents per device per day. And that's definitely what I'm shooting for. Yeah, there's times where I earn as much as like 57 cents per day. But it's kind of the bugs recently have really pulled that down. CCNA certified endless? Boy, I have no idea what that even means. A lot of my nephew, the kid's a genius. Not smart enough to stay in college, by golly, but he is a genius. He actually does networking for a trucking company. And so he taught me quite a bit, but then he got to the end of his knowledge base, and I actually had to pay a guy to kind of finish it off. Oh, okay. No. Like I said, I know enough about networking from what I learned from my nephew and from this other guy just to kind of be dangerous. Okay. So doctor, the 192.168 differs from, okay, look at your phone. Grab one of your phones and look at your network and tap on the network. Tap on your Wi-Fi. That's probably gonna spit out a 192 number. Now open up your browser and go to Google and type in my IP address, you'll see two different addresses. One's handled, the 192 is going to be handled by your router. Now I could have named that I could have named these differently, but I didn't. It's to try to keep everything straight. Now you're like the 55 there that you see, the 55168. That's the static IP. That's the public IP. That's what Cashmagnet sees. Cashmagnet sees that. They see that off of these four phones. Now there's going to be a number, that's what they're going to see off those four phones from them. Oh, Spetter? Man, you got 10 to 15 public IPs, but you're not in the phone farming? Ooh, man, what? You got to be shopping for some phones there, brother. You got all those IPs available that you could be making some serious money off of. I seriously, last month I pulled down 900 just off of Cashmagnet. Between Swagbucks and Perk, it's probably just right at 100, 110, right around there. Yeah. So the 110 to 122, what I'm showing here, the 110, oops, the 110, 111, 112, these are the statics. These are the static IPs that handed out by my ISP. And the four phones are going right towards it. I should have made a better graphic, but this is really pushing my artsy design here. It really is. Roshan, just put it in. It might send you a one-time code on the Swagbucks on printing the coupons. Also, if you're printing on Swagbucks, remember that it's generally 50 Swagbucks or 50 coupons per time. Now, that's why I like My Points. My Points doesn't have a cap on it. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Spetter, when you're saying dynamic, that's not being handed out. You're talking that's being handed out by your modem or your router. It's not being handed out by your ISP, I believe. So I know I wasn't done with playing with my chart here. I definitely need to expand on it if I want to try to explain more. And the only reason why I show this stuff to you guys is I'm trying to show you what's possible. When I started down the whole rabbit hole of all these ISPs or IPs with Cashmagnet, I knew of a guy that had a whole bunch of IPs that had it set up, but he didn't have a bunch of phones on Cashmagnet. And he said it could be done. So I was like, okay, well, we'll find out if it can be done. So I did a lot of really bad trial and error. And ended up where I'm at. I also am sitting on about $600 worth of routers in the other room. Okay, Spetter. Maybe I'm just kind of misunderstanding you about your reference on the dynamic. Now, so if they're dynamic and you get like 10 to 15 of them, do they change because they're dynamic? Because static would be you'd be getting the same ones at all times, correct? I'm not questioning your knowledge of networking. I'm just trying to wrap my head around it a little bit. Just trying to figure it out. So, I not only do this for fun, I'm just trying to make you guys some money. That's you know on beer money, uh, on their Discord, I'd been accused of bragging about my setup, and you know I didn't mean to come off bragging. I kind of, because of my profession, I have a bit of an ego, and I get that. But my general thing is, geez, I hate seeing people. I hate seeing people do these surveys on Swagbucks for chump change. Man, we've all been there. It sucks. So what I'm just trying to do is help people out to not have to sit there and click all damn day long for for $1.50, for $3 a day, for even $5 a day, or even the people that do the MTurks. You can make, seriously, is making $10 a day great on like MTurk and Swagbucks or other survey sites when you're doing it for 10 hours? Yeah, I mean, people are hurting for money at times. But oh man, $1 an hour. Mm, that's hard. That's really tough. So that's why I try to show you guys, some of these possibilities, and I'm not well versed in some of the apps that everybody else is. And I'm not. I don't. I definitely don't get into a lot of the apps. Now, once I find something passive like the honey gain, and I'll show you my honey gain. Um, like I said, I'm having problems with it, so I've kind of scaled back. I've scaled back a lot, and that's after I hit $3 yesterday that I scaled back. Digital Farmer, you forgot this was live? Hey, before I forget, if you guys are new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I try to pump out some content during the week. I started hardly putting out any kind of content at all. And then I started having fun. Now I started interacting with y'all, and started realizing that people people were really interested in swag or in Cashmagnet, and having a lot of issues that maybe my experience could help. It's better, yeah. I assume when you say you make 50 cents per day per device, they are all level 7. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All level 7. I don't understand why people run level 4, 5, 6. I don't get it. Last thing I want to do is have an application that runs basically fully passive and have to actually sit there and tap on the watch and installs on level 5, level 6 to get it to earned. The last thing I want to do. And for you guys using those Oreo phones, stop it. Stop using the Oreo phones. Stop using those Pi phones. Go out there and spend the money. Spend the 25, 30, 35. Hey, I just spent over $40 on a Cashmagnet phone last week. I got another 3 phones for under $90. So I didn't have any issues spending over 40 on the 4th one. I have not got a payment. You see where I'm sitting at with Honeygain? I'm sitting at 126. If I would have continued down the path, I probably would have got a payment within 3 or 4 days. But as you see, I'm for the most part, and I'm not even sure why I'm even earning that much, because I thought I had a little shutdown. What's going on is I'm having problems with my network, and I'm actually thinking that it's due to Honeygain, but I can't narrow it down. And I'm not going to blame Honeygain. LG G3. Well, let's take a look at the LG G3. LG G3 phone specs. How about that? Oh, if we take a look at this. Geez. Okay, this is actually a great site. If you guys don't use this site when you're looking up phones, take a look at it. GT Tech, big old salute to you. Welcome. Let's take a look. Okay, so there's generally 4 things I look at. Boy. Well, okay. That's not bad that it's upgraded the Marshmallow. I'm okay with that. I don't like the Kit Kat thing. I want to future-proof my phones. That's why I think I have some phones that are Lollipop, but I'm not for sure. Those might be my Rebels. I don't think I have a single Cashmagnet phone under Marshmallow, and the majority are Nougat. The processor, 2.5 gigahertz. Really? That's a seriously. The processor's 2.5. That's pretty impressive. 16 gigabytes. 16 gigabytes of RAM. Absolutely. And what am I missing here? I'm missing something. Yeah, and the 3 gigabytes of RAM. That's what I was missing. That's actually really solid. If it will upgrade to Marshmallow, yeah, that's a pretty good phone. Now, are you talking for under like $30? My issue with Honeygain is my network's dropping on me. That's kind of why I've had Spectrum out. But it's it's not my access point, and it's not my router, and it's not my modem crashing. I don't understand what's going on. Some are under $40. Seriously? That looks like a pretty doggone good phone. Oh, but okay, here might be a killer. Where is the miscellaneous? What What band does it use? Does it? Oh, here we go. Wi. Oh, it's a dual band. So that uses a 5 gig or the 5G band, 5 gigahertz band. I yeah. Right now, I'm saying that looks like a pretty doggone solid phone. But I had an issue. I actually bought a LG G4 and get it to I couldn't get the G4 to connect on my ADB. So I only ran it on level 6. Yeah, I mean if you can get it under $40, that's awesome. It really is. Okay, am I like way over time? Am I like over an hour on this stream right now? Have I been prattling on that long? Have I given out any useful information in this whole time? I hope so. Either that or I'm just talking to the vodka, one of the two. What I would what I'm kind of looking at, everybody, is doing a doing a live stream every Tuesday. So, Digital Farmer, you're getting network drops as well? Anybody else? It digital it wouldn't show up in my um, it wouldn't show up in my router because it's not actually dropping from there. You know, doctor, the best thing to do is just you can always hit me up on that Facebook group, that Money Matters. On the Facebook group there. And you can always drop questions. Yeah, it's Digital Farmer, yeah, because I actually have my router occasionally I have some kind of issue with it as well where it actually reboots. And when it reboots, it uh you know, I lose total connection. Now with what's going on here is I can still get into my router at the same time, and my ISP is actually seeing that I'm dropping connection to the modem. Ping plotter. Yeah, Q. I'm sorry. I totally missed that. Um, oh, ping plot. Oh, you should really give ping plotter a shot. Good info can be had from running it to see if and where packets are dropped along the pipeline. See, it totally drops. I mean, my network just totally drops out. And my Spectrum seeing it was some kind of issue on the way to my router. It's because when my network drops, it's not my router. My router's not like rebooting, or my modem, or my access point. Yeah, the ISP is actually seeing the network drop at my at the modem. They can see the traffic go through my router. I don't think they can see what the traffic actually is, but they see that I'm having some kind of issues. So that's why they came out and ran the whole new lines. this week. You know, Digital Farmer, I'm not sure. Yeah. So I have I have an IP that's a static IP that's my gateway, and then into my router. Yep, Ubiquity. Digital Farmer, are you in one of the Facebook groups? Roshan, you didn't? I never got it. Um, Mate, you know, I never got I haven't got into phone paycheck. I got signed up to it, and you know, I got the phones for it. They're great, but I think there's a huge waiting line to get into the phone paycheck. Yeah, my modem's a modem only. Uh, Soda Freeze group, Digital Farmer. Yeah, hop onto that group, man. I will. I will. You know, you'll see a whole bunch of posts from me there. I'm actually Flip Fisher. Yep, that's my God-given nickname when I was a teenager. Soda's got a great group. He does. Okay, so I'm probably well over an hour on this. Is that right? Happy Father's Day, Tech Hustler. Did you did you lock the kids into the garage with the phone farm and take the wife out for some supper, or did she take you out for some supper, or did she do a little barbecuing? Just working on my humor for the night. If y'all don't know Tech Hustler, man, check his channel out. That guy rolls out some great content on a lot of the other apps. And good content on, you know, Cashmagnet and so forth as well. Tech Hustler is Tech Hustler's like my idol, you know. Not and I'm being totally serious. Guy's been great. Guy's been great to me. I really appreciate him. Okay. So I'm assuming we've been doing this for over an hour now. We've probably bored everybody to tears, except for the the diehards. Tech Hustler got a pair of socks this morning. New pair of socks. Are they cool socks at least? Do they have like nice little pictures on them, like little gators? You gonna sport them? You gonna show them on your next video? I hope so. After I get done with this live stream, I'm actually gonna work on that video I told you I was gonna get you like a week ago. I say sheepishly. So if you guys, you know, like I said, you know, hop on Tech Hustler's site and you know, Roshana, I'll try to work with you a little bit. Definitely, I use Opera, but I think Chrome is preferred. I don't have any issues with Opera. That Tech Hustler, you're going to show us in your next video, right? You got to promise that. Otherwise, we're going to continue this video for another couple more hours. Nobody wants that. So, I mean, this has just been kind of a fun night. What I want to do is, I actually want to start doing a live stream every Tuesday night. That's kind of why. It's kind of why this was going to actually be short, but then it kind of devolved. And if you guys aren't familiar with Soda Free Entertainment Tech, you can find it on Facebook. Just Google search. All right, y'all. I'm sure this is like a super long stream, so hopefully it was more of a little Q&A, little babble session, a little fun. We had some fun tonight, at least. Checked out a new phone. I didn't have any luck with the LG G4, but maybe I'll check out the LG G3 and see how much. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. You guys did all like the video tonight, right? You hit the like button. You can't leave without liking the like button. And be sure to subscribe so you can hear me prattle on in my videos. And be sure to ring that bell to get notified when I go live or throw up a video. All right. I appreciate each and every one of you. And that's the big clap for hitting the 300 mark, and I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. Y'all take care. See yas.